friends. This is Craelan here. Thank you for tuning in today. Today we are going to be starting a new series called Flash of the Week. This is going to be a playlist that's dedicated to games that are near and dear to my heart that, I love so much that I want to share with you guys in whatever way possible, and I don't want to make money off it, so they're not going to be monetized. There's not going to be ads if I can find out how to turn off ads for these videos specifically. And these are games that are so important to me, I just want to share them with you, really. And I want you to be able to enjoy them, and most of them are going to be little snack-sized things, so maybe 20 minutes long. There'll be shorter games, there'll be lighthearted games, not a guarantee of for at all on these games. Today's game is going to be the Fabulous Screech. It was created by Jonas Kairetz. I'm sorry, I don't know how to properly pronounce that name. He also created the Book of Living Magic, and actually created that first. You can see it over here as a recommendation of something to play. I'm playing it on congregate.com, so you know right where you can get them. I'll put all these links in the description. This was in an article on Jay's Games that was published on February 21st of 2012 and written by Dora. They've categorized it as the surreal type of game, and at that time I was really into playing surreal games and finding these little tiny games and just clicking through them because I really enjoy them. This was one that just impacted me in a huge way, and I won't spoil the ending for you, but we'll go into how it impacted me later on. So without further ado, we're going to get started here. The Fabulous Screech. You are invited to the fantastically flamboyant final performance of the Fabulous Screech and his trained humans in Oddness standing in the mountains of Oddness. Introduction. To celebrate the anniversary of your relationship, your partner has gotten you a ticket to a show you've always wanted to see, The Fabulous Screech and His Trained Humans. You've heard many times that there's nothing quite like it. Yours was the last ticket for the last performance of the season. It must have been quite expensive. You worry slightly about that. Money is scarce these days, and perhaps it would have been wiser to save up. But as you reach the mountains of Oddness and come to the beautiful village of Oddness Standing, you decide to leave your worries behind. What is life without a little entertainment, after all? Oddness Standing Meadow. Something about this game as well is that pretty much everything is clickable, and so we're going to take our time here and click on the things. I say that, and then now nothing is coming up, of course. Well, let's go here. Hello there. Topics slurp. So click on that and then click talk. I have been a mutant priestess for many years now, studying books and meditating upon the gloop. But as much joy as these pursuits have brought me, it is only love that has made them truly meaningful. I would never have believed that when I was young and call it kitschy or foolish or naive, but I have come to see that loneliness is not the same as strength, and love is not a form of weakness. Stanfred. Stanfred is my husband. We haven't been married for very long, but I know we're meant to stay together. It was love at first. Experiment. Don't tell him that I said that, he'll blush. Circus. I'm not quite sure what to make of all this. You should never trust a cat, They are beautiful and wise, but also deadly. Gloop. Gloop is a marvelous substance and the subject of much thought and prayer in our temple. It contains great energy that can only be harnessed through meditation and understanding. It is also delicious on sandwiches and functions very well as a lubricant. Bye! Stanfred. Talking to Stanfred, Jim Bottom. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Oddness Standing. Oddness Standing. Talk. It is a beautiful town, and I love it very much. It's always been in my heart, even when I was far away. That's why I'm mayor, really. Everyone knows that I would never do anything to harm Oddness Standing. Still, sometimes an outside perspective can help. We had a few problems a while ago that were only solved thanks to the help of a most remarkable woman called Raven Locks Smith. Slurp. Have you met Slurp, my lovely wife? We only got married a few weeks ago. Dr. McShellfish wed us, of course, and there was a wonderful celebration. To tell you the truth, I found it quite stressful at the time, but everyone agrees that was a most memorable day. Circus. What can I say? You better experience it yourself. Today is the last show of the season, and they tend to be quite special. Stanfred. I am quite fine, thank you. Well, to be honest, sometimes dealing with the Fabulous Screech is a bit challenging, but all in all, I am happy and content. Bottle. Ah, yes, the bottle. Everyone asks about that, but it's not so strange when you think about it. It's just a lifestyle, no more or less harmful than any other. It also keeps me out of the wind. Bye! Okay. A completely unsuspicious robe. There's nothing strange about it. At all. Really. A snack umbrella for after the show. Okay, let's see what else we can click on here. A chimney mushroom. Quite a useful species, really. An irritable lamp. Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats, corrected edition by T.S. Eliot. Yes, they can talk, dispelling common misconceptions about our human pets by the Fabulous Screech. Okay, oh, here's something. This bit of grass conceals Bob the Spider's cheese breeding laboratory. Just so you know, we're going to see a lot of things by Bob the Spider here. And one more thing. These two flowers are very, very naughty. Okay, so we'll continue on. Oh, talking to the Fabulous Screech. Ah, another wild human. Show. You'll see, won't you, human? Tonight is a special show. Our last show here in Oddness Standing. The Fabulous Screech. I am the Fabulous Screech, master of the circus, tamer of the wild and unpredictable species known as the humans. I travel the lands of dream with my circus, bringing joy and amazement wherever I go. Oddness Standing, a charming town, and one I'm glad to visit again and again. I particularly enjoy the fresh mountain air. Ticket. You may enter. The show will begin as soon as you do. Okay. A flower of the species Malva's sylvestris cactus, also known as the common cat mallow. It smells strongly of cheese. A chimney mushroom. Screech probably grows them on purpose. It is said that in Katsui, chimney mushrooms have been in use for over 1,000 years. This cloud is enjoying the feeling of being carried along by the wind. Talking to Arg the parrot. Avast, human! Arg. Arr, I'm a show parrot now. Circus. I'll be travelling with the cat till we reach the sea. Aye, 'tis true, old Arg be returning to the sea. Let his enemies beware. The Fabulous Screech. Inside him beats the heart of a pirate, I says. Aye, the skin be the skin of a landlubber, but the soul be piratical, and 'tis always been the soul that makes a true pirate. Arr! Arr, indeed. Okay, let's see if there's anything else to click on. I wouldn't want anyone to miss a single detail. Okay, let me see. Yep, okay, so we just go right on in. It all begins in absolute darkness. You can't hear anyone else in here. Are you the only person in the tent? Is this how the show is supposed to go? You feel strangely disoriented, as if you were drifting away, and soon you realize that you are drifting into some other world, into history, into a story. Once upon a time, there was a tiny kitten called Screech. He was the poorest kitten in all the world because he had no home and no toys to play with. All alone he wandered the world with no one to take care of him. One day he accidentally wandered to a strange, windy place called Heaven, and this is where you first met him, sitting all frightened and alone before some deity's door. Topic: Screech. Meow. Screech. Screech is very tiny. He does not have a home. Screech doesn't like dogs. Dogs aren't nice. They chase Screech and bark at him. Are you nice? Pet Screech. Purr. Help. Screech is very sad. He has a very big head, but he doesn't have a hat, and so it rains on Screech, and he gets cold and shivers. If Screech had a hat, he wouldn't get cold. Where can Screech find a hat? Okay, so we have to find a hat for him. The room seems to be empty. God is probably out at the moment. The door can only be opened by those who know the secret password. Okay. It's a leaf, probably fallen off some religious branch or the other. Topics. Yeah, what's up? Snail. Talking to Gastron the snail. Yes, I'm Snail. I carry my home on my back, and I've got eyes on stalks. I'm very proud of my heritage, you should know. Password. I do indeed know the secret word you seek, but I am not willing to relinquish that knowledge without recompense. I shall require a leaf. Yes, indeed. Give me a leaf, and the word is yours. Boop. You take the leaf. Yeah, what's up, leaf? Ah, a leaf. Such a beautiful leaf. Such a delicious, delectable, desirable leaf. Where could such a leaf have been found? Such a glorious leaf. A leaf beyond comparison. A brilliant leaf. A pulchritudinous leaf. Oh, the password right. It's Bob, the name of God's old mentor. Just think as you walk towards the door, and it'll let you in. Bye. Oh, okay, there's so many things to click in here. I love this room. It's one of my favorites, guys. Heaven, God's living room. Delta of Venus by Anais Nin. On Europolis University Guide to Classic Interactive Fiction, edited by Corabian Dialecticus. Om Nom Pax, Essays in Light Cooking by Alistair Turtley. How to Gerbalize Things by Zerd Fruit Basket. The Great Green Book of Religious Cooking by Alfredo Banana. Eat Light, Roll Mighty, A Guide to Dieting for Deities by Thrisco Yum. Dining in Morrowind by Zoo the Brief. Another 50 Hobbit Soup Recipes by Anthropophagus Zwermonger. Ladies' Almanac by Jejuna Barnes. Time and the Gods, Lord Dunsany. The Kingdom of God is Within You by Leo Tolstoy. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret by Judy Blume. Believing in Me, 101 Tips for Regaining Your Confidence as a Deity by Pirwa. Let me see if this is an additional or just... Okay, it's to make it look three-dimensional. It's God's favorite magic wand. God's golden crown. Inexplicably, it smells faintly of garlic. You discover one of God's hats. This should be just fine for Screech. Which we won't leave just yet, because there's so much to look at here. An Europolis University Guide to Cloud Formations, edited by Jean-Baptiste Lamarac. And part of the point of this game is to just explore and read. The Great Book of Nymphomaniac Nymphs. Pan Books. Haha. Charmanta Feminology by Illipulus Megalotriphidus. Early History of the Soulbringer by Kim Blake. Guide to the Isle of the Stars by Eric Chippy. The Demon-Haunted World. Science as a Candle in the Dark by Carl Sagan. Candid by Voltaire. God's pillow is still slightly warm. He can't have left long ago. A traditional Navi carpet made out of traditional Navi. Lots of tongue-in-cheek humor here, guys. The first draft of the Bible, one with less gore, it was rejected by publishers as being too philosophical for modern audiences. These flowers are debating homoousianism. It's either Emperor Palpatine or Pope Benedict the 16th. We don't know for sure. A postcard wishing God a happy birthday from Mithras. An amusingly condescending postcard from Zeus, addressed to young Mr. God. Remember that today is the first day of the rest of eternity, Krishna. A postcard from Aphrodite, possibly of an intimate nature. This postcard smells of mustard. Season's greetings from the Easter Bunny. An old postcard from Odin. A Christmas card from Adonis. A dead int. Okay. It's God's fake beard. A holy umbrella. Even God has trouble predicting the weather these days. God's bunny slippers. This is where God keeps his collection of blaxploitation movies. This box is bigger on the inside. It contains a TARDIS, which in turn contains a box just like it, with another TARDIS inside. God is a bit of a Whovian. This box contains a surprisingly good portal. This box contains a Ouija board. There's a cat toy in here. Might want to keep that in mind. The Sins of the Cities of the Plain by Jack Saul. The Dialogues of Louis Sigia by Nicholas Corrier. The Confessions of Nemesis Hunt by George Reginald Bacchus. The Story of Zero by Pauline Binus. The Story of One by Pauline Binus. Orthodoxy by G.K. Chesterton. The Mysterious Dance of Electrons, New Approaches to Electrodynamic Eel Therapy by Joel Goodwin. The Devil's Dictionary by Ambroise Bierce. Three's Philosophy by John Baptiste de Boya. De Omnibus Veneris Scriptibus by Marcantonio Ramonodi. Satyricon by Titus Petronius. Lady Bumtickler's Revels by John Camden Houghton. The Whippingham Papers by St. George Stock. To the Sixth, A Guide to Centaria Lovemaking Techniques by Dravo Cantillari. A Blue Book. The Theological Implications of the Platypus Incident by Abacus Zupraxiscope Jr. Okay, so you have the hat. Let's go back and give it to Screech. Screech. Meow. Let's see if this is different. This isn't quite different. Pet Screech. Purr. I pet him every chance I get because he's so sweet. Hat. A 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 hat. Screech can has a hat. Yes. Help. Screech has a hat now, but he still doesn't have anything to play with. Oh, if he could have something to play with, he would be so happy. He would play and play and play and keep his toy in his hat and put his hat on his head, and it would be funny. Okay, let's go get that cat toy. Boop. You discover an old, forgotten cat toy. Evidently, this is no longer needed, so you might as well steal it for Screech. A fish. Meow. Fish. A fish! Screech exclaims. A fish! My fish! My fishy! Screech has a fishy! Joyfully he danced around the toy, picking it up with his paws, throwing it into the air and catching it with his mouth. He lunged at it, somersaulted over it, fell to his side, and hugged it to himself. It was some time before Screech, exhausted from his playing with the best toy in the world, curled up under his hat and fell asleep. Gently you carried him away from heaven before God returned and found out someone had been stealing from him. Knowing that he was safe, though wishing you could be there when he woke up to play again, you began to fade from this time and place. It's dark again. Time blows past you like a wind. The circus is nowhere near you. The darkness in between. Minutes, hours, days, months, years, they all rush by until you find yourself sinking into another part of the story. The deepest pits. This was one of the Fabulous Screech's greatest adventures. All alone he had descended into hell, avoiding many traps and dangers, to stand before the devil's castle and woo the one known as Basement Cat. But here, only a step away from the greatest conquest of his life, he faced a near impossible challenge. There appeared to be no way for him to open this fiendish door. Who could be brave and talented enough to help him in his quest? Talking to the Fabulous Screech. Hello, human. Fabulous Screech. Yes, I am called the Fabulous Screech now. It's because of my hat, which is fabulous. It also contains a fish, which most hats cannot claim of themselves. With my hat and my fish I travel the world, always on the lookout for adventures. I have seen many things since we last met, human. I have fought glorious battles, hunted, chased, jumped, and once I made a small piece of metal fall from a table. That was good. Door. Ah, doors, bane of my life. It is said the devil himself invented them. Did you know that? I shouldn't be surprised if he did. I crossed lakes of burning lava, jumped across infinite chasms to get here. But who could have expected a door? Basement Cat. We have been in communication for some time now, but this is our first private meeting. She awaits me inside. If only this demonic contraption can be defeated. Bye. Basement Cat seems quite eager for Screech to come inside. Hell, gates. This door requires a magical key to open. Okay. Here lies Frogloin the Unspeakable. Nothing more shall be said about him. Beloved Sierra, 1976 to 1996. Or 1979 to 1996. Tim was a man, inside a large pan. We thought he was ham, so we ate him. With regret, the people of Shropshire. I love that poem. And this ditch lies Hitch, who loved to pitch his kitch, to bewitch with his itch, for murder. Okay. Talking to Herr Schiedel. What are you doing down here? This is unacceptable. Hell. I like working here. It is a stable environment where rules are obeyed and punctuality is appreciated. If only every place was as quiet and orderly as my workplace. Perhaps this is something to work on, yes? Herr Schiedel. My name is Herr Schiedel. I am in charge of keeping every Zane in order and run this graveyard, or as I prefer to say it in my language. Key. I have a copy of the key, but you cannot have it. Instructed verboten. Whack-a-Schiedel. Oh, this is difficult. This is annoying. Boom. Because I don't have a mouse. But I have beat it. Oh my gosh. Boom. Ash! This is not proper. Send you watching. And this is me just like depending a little bit on timing and a little bit on luck, guys. Boom, 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 boom. I'm very smacked. Boom, boom. Oh no, I didn't get it that time. Boom, boom. Oh, I moved too quickly. Boom, 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 boom. No, not quite. Boom, 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 boom. No, boom, boom. Ah, he was right there. Boom, 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 boom. Almost got him. Just double clicking. Double clicking is what hurts it. Boom, boom. Oh my gosh. Boom. Stop whacking my skull! We're so close. I know we are. Boom, 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 boom. Vakashada. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I was right there. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Crazy human! Yes, I am. I am so crazy. Boom, boom. No. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Come on, come on. Come here, little Skullsy. Come here, little Shadle. I'll never give you that scare. Boom. Come here. Man, Screech would be better at this part. Oh, I don't care. Here's the key. Now go away. You take the key to the Devil's Castle. What are you doing down here? This is unacceptable. Let's see. Nothing new here, I don't think. No, nothing new. Okay, so now I go back. Boop. Key. Hello, human. Thank you, human. Could you use it to open the door? I have no opposable thumbs, you see. Boop. Oh, the things that took place that day in hell. Eros himself could not have done better than the Fabulous Screech in his prime. He was the greatest, the cutest, the strongest, the fastest, the bestest of all cats. Again, you had to leave, but this time it was easier. Screech was no longer a kitten, and you were content not to witness these events in too much detail. This was Screech's love life, not your own. Once more, everything is dark. You feel the presence of time, but now it's not rushed by as before. The years pile on you now, weigh you down with their days, making you slow. In darkness again. Pleasant afternoons. Many years after the adventure in hell, still vividly remembered, the Fabulous Screech was enjoying the warmth of a pleasant afternoon in his beautiful house when his old human friend came to visit him one last time. Home. Oh, is that you, human? Hello. Fabulous Screech. I'm very old now, human. I can't seem like I used to, though you still can't beat my sense of smell. I get tired a lot. I haven't had a big adventure in a long time, though I dream about it a lot when I'm napping. Home. It's nice and warm here. The couch smells of freshly washed clothes. There's a human who works for me, gives me food. You know, you humans aren't so bad. Most cats won't believe it, but it's true. Some of you are quite acceptable. Hat. It's the best hat in the world. Help. I don't need a lot of help this time, human. No gates to open with magic keys, nor hats to steal from orphaned kitties. All I need is my fishy. I'm very tired, human. I think I'm going to sleep a long time now, but I can't sleep without my fishy. The human who lives here forgot it on the table over there. And I'm old, and I can't jump up and get it. Can you please get me my fishy? Hi. Okay, so now we're going to look through the books and find this fishy. A beautiful green landscape. You have no idea where this is. Upon closer examination, this carpet is full of cat hair. Those Damn Baboons, a children's novel by Lucinda Strockelforth. And The Shadow of the Invisible Keen by Jonas Kratz, illustrated by Variety Kratz. So I'm, little plug for the developer here. The Fragmented City Towards a New Definition of the Urban Community by Collabrium Dialecticus. Fashionable Nonsense, Postmodern Intellectuals' Abuse of Science by Alan Sokol and Jane Bricomont. Death by Baboons It Shall Be, a children's novel by Lucinda Strockelforth. The Serentine Mosaic by Guy Gavriel Kay. The Seven Visions of Grok the Goblinator by Anya Nyanya. Mice Recipes, an illustrated guide by Murderous Smith Sr. A picture of Basement Cat. A classic ball of yarn. Many collectors will give a great deal of money for this object. Liquid Mouse for old cats. These both belong to the Fabulous Screech. This bow tie no longer fits around Screech's neck. This box contains a fuzzy old blanket. This box is full of old photographs. Some of them are of the Fabulous Screech. This box is stuck and it won't open. There's nothing in this box. I'll leave the rest of the books to you guys, to where you can look through them. We're going to look into here, a few things here. This mouse hole is currently occupied. The mouse who used to live here decided to become an adventurer in his old age, inspired by the stories of the Fabulous Screech. A magic invention double degree, made out to someone called William. You pick up the fish, remembering how you got it for Screech all those years ago. He's kept it with him ever since. Is that you, human? Hello. Fish. The Fabulous Screech sniffs the fish, recognizing his oldest and truest companion. Fishy, he purrs, and turning slowly, he puts his head on the fish and closes his eyes. You begin to drift away from the house like a leaf on a breeze. You wonder about the human who lives here. Will Screech already be gone when he arrives? Either way, there will be weeping in this house tonight. You wish you could stay. You wish Screech could stay, could be here forever, always ready to play with his fish, always happy about his hat. You very wish for anything this strongly, but you have to go, and you cannot stop drifting upwards. You feel yourself rising, as if through clouds, to some unseen surface. The past disperses like mist. The world returns. You come out of the tent, still shaken by the experience. Screech is here. Of course he is. These are the lands of dreams. Where else would he be? There are many questions you like to ask him, but you don't feel like you can. You don't know why he showed you this, don't know how much of it is true. You resist the urge to hug him. He looks at you with that unreadable face. You say thank you and goodbye. You leave the mountains of oddness the way you came. You hurry, not only to avoid getting stuck here in the winter, but because you're anxious to get back to your loved ones. You can still feel the way the years rush past you in the darkness. You know that the wind is always blowing, always pushing us forward, past you, past adventures, past pleasant summer afternoons on the couch. Soon you will be back in the places shared, in the common moments, in that fragile construct we call home, but you'll always be hearing the wind outside, whispering that no home can last forever. Treasure it all. Treasure the adventures, the fights, the lovemaking, the moments on the couch, the idle days in the sun. The wind blows, and one day you will come to the lands of dream and not return. And that is the Fabulous Screech. Well, it took about half an hour, so that's a little longer than I anticipated. However, I'm going to go cry now, and I mean that literally, because this game always makes me cry, and it always has. The difference this time is that I've lost a pet within the last year, and I play this game about once a year specifically because I love it, and I don't want to forget about it, and it always made me value my pets more. So I'm going to go cry, then I'm going to go and cuddle my older dog, the old man dog, Bandit, who is 15 years old, or 15 and a half now, wow, he's still chugging along, and then our almost 1 year old, Miss Tinkerbell. Anyway, this has been the Fabulous Screech. I'll leave links below in the description to the article on JS Games, to, of course, the link to play this on Congregate. And if I can find a website for this developer, I'll leave that for you as well. We're probably going to be playing the Book of Living Magic next week, so we'll look through that. Again, I highly recommend you play this just so you can read through all the little things. We would have been here another 20 minutes probably if I'd read through all those books, but it's so witty, it's so cute, it's so adorable, and I'm gonna go cry now. But thanks again for watching. Whatever you thought about this, leave a like, leave a comment, or share this by leaving it for someone else to find somewhere. And thanks again for watching. Craelan out.